Katie Price is plowing on with planning her dream wedding to Carl Woods, despite the fact he has dumped her and accused her of having an affair. The 43-year-old former glamour model first started dating 33-year-old car salesman Carl back in June 2020, and he popped the question in April last year. But their romance came to a crashing end last month, with Carl making accusations that Katie had had an affair, and he dumped her just days after they enjoyed a highly publicized near-month-long trip to Thailand. Now sources are claiming Katie is in denial that the relationship is really over, that she expects Carl to walk straight back into her life, and that their wedding will go ahead as planned. A source told Closer magazine, "Jordan and Carl have always had a passionate relationship, one minute madly in love, the next arguing. Carl is very green-eyed, and when he dumped her, she barely showed any emotion, confidently insisting he'd come running back in a few days once he'd calmed down." She dismissed it as a bad blow and is adamant they'll still be getting married, even continuing to make plans despite everything. The source also implies that Katie is jealous of her younger sister, Sophie Price, 32, who is set to marry her own fiancé, Harry Brooks, and with whom she shares a 10-month-old son, later this year. The Closer source said, Sophie's engagement has only fueled Katie's desire to have her dream wedding. Of course she's thrilled for her little sister, but the thought of her own wedding being cancelled, and Sophie taking the limelight, isn't an option in her eyes. She's even joked to pals that if Carl doesn't come back, she'll have to find another man to marry her in less than 2 months. Family and friends have urged her to let it go and have a break from men, given she's clearly in such a troubled place, but the thought of being alone is her worst nightmare. The Mirror has contacted Katie's spokesperson for comment. Last month it was reported Carl pulled the plug on his relationship with Katie amid allegations she had cheated on him. A source told The Sun at the time, Carl believes Katie went behind his back with another man. He lashed out in a series of texts and accused her of lying to him and using her pals to hide the phone number of the man he thinks she's been seeing. He branded her a cheat and a player and told her he has had enough. He feels he can no longer trust her and it's the end of the road. The pair are now said to regret having each other's faces tattooed on them in recent months and are reportedly taking steps to have the inkings either layered off or covered up. Webcelebs at mirror.co.uk or call us direct at 0207 29 30 3033.